Today it's time for a new build, but not just any build, an enormous build. For today's build we wanted to go as big as possible because we have one of Phanteks Enthoo 719 cases in-house and we still need a couple of B-rolls for the actual review, so we will use this opportunity to create the biggest, most monstrous piece of cooling that I could possibly come up with. But at the same time, we'll make it beautiful, really beautiful, because I have a butt ton of components lying behind me which are looking beautiful, and I guess the whole thing will just turn out amazing, but we will see that at the end of this video. For the first component that we are going to use today, it's going to be that Phanteks Enthoo 719 case. The review is not out yet, or maybe it will be, I never know how the schedule works, but it is an enormous case, perfectly fit to cram cooling. That's the buzzword for today, extensive cooling, and we will really be doing an extensive cooling build here. So, as for the main components, we are going to do something like I just wanted to game PC, right? Not really like the high-end CPU line, more like mid-range, but at the same time going all in on the GPU. You know, for people who wanted to do Minecraft at 1000 FPS, because that's something that people apparently do nowadays. So for the first component, we are going to do a Ryzen 5 5600X. It's an amazing CPU for gaming. Still, Ryzen 7000 is not out yet, which makes me happy because I don't have one and it will take a long time, so the build is still relevant. Yay! As for the motherboard, we're going to do a ASRock B550 PG Riptide because it is all black. And the issue with a case like this is that it has like those gray like accents, right? So I could do whatever I want, but mixing 3 or 4 colors, especially like gray and then something like a white motherboard, will never look good. So we are going to go all black on the motherboard because I really don't want it to look bad in the end. As for the GPU, we are going to do an Asus RTX 3090 Ti Tough because I still need to milk the crap out of it because it still didn't pay off itself, so yeah. But it's a interesting combination. This is not going to be like a productive build. You shouldn't do like a 5600X in combination with this for a productive build. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. But for gaming, it kind of makes sense. We saw it with the build where we had a 12500 mixed with the 3090, and there we saw that you can do it and it will work. Of course, not for everything. I mean, if you're doing like strategy games where there is like a ton of things going on, the issue of CPU power will become apparent, but for like a lot of games, this will be fine. For the RAM, we are going to do my set of Trident Z's from G-Skill. It's a 32 gigs kit running at 3200 megahertz because that's like a good number for Ryzen CPUs, and because we have the RGB, and yes, this is going to be RGB to the brink of extinction. It's going to be amazing. For the SSDs, we're going to do 2 this time. One for the boot drive, that's a 512 gig Samsung 970 Pro, and the other one is going to be a 1 terabyte one because I have all my games on it. I kind of need that one. So I reached out to Cablemod to get another set of cables because that 3090 Tough has like that 16-pin NVIDIA connector, and I really wanted to have it look as amazing as possible. And because this is like a Phanteks case, and in my head for some reason Phanteks is violet, like Phanteks and the color violet, I don't know why, but it makes sense in my head. So we have these beautiful like gray violet mixed cables. They look amazing, and we have, of course, all of them, all of that we need. We have the 24 pin, the one for the CPU, and the one for the GPU with the, you know, whatever the hell this is supposed to be. But this will look amazing, especially because inside the Enthoo case we can do like a vertical GPU mounting, and then we can like, I don't know yet how it's going to be, but I will try to like put the cable in front of the GPU, and I believe like in my head it makes total sense. This will look amazing, or I hope it will look amazing. Then of course we have the random ass power supply because we need one. But for the cooling it's going to be interesting because I wanted to do, you know, Phanteks, it's a Phanteks case, Phanteks build, all the things are supposed to be Phanteks. So we are going to do the Phanteks Glacier 1 AIO. Yes, the Phanteks Glacier 1 360MP. What's going to be interesting here is that this case supports a butt ton of fans. However, a lot of them are supporting, or a lot of spots are supporting 140mm fans, and I wanted to, you know, maximize it. So where I can fit 140s, I will fit 140s. However, the Phanteks AIO that I have here only supports 120mm fans because it's a 360 AIO. And the reason why that doesn't bother me is that the Enthoo case has like that side-mounted place for radiators and for fans. So what I'm going to do is use that spot where we have the 4 fans and put the AIO on the side, and then I can just blast the front, the back and the top with 140 fans and the bottom one, of course, and it's I can't wait for that. Do I have all of the components? No, I don't have all the components. So the Phanteks AIO comes with those Phanteks fans, whatever there was, MP, I don't know what. And I do not particularly like them. They're a bit loud, and especially they are overpowered as crap for a 5600X. No way that thing needs that much cooling. So I wanted to replace them. And fortunately, I just got a whole truckload of Be Quiet Lightwing fans, you know, the ones with the nice RGB ring around them. However, something happened in communication there. And for some reason I got one set too much, the regular, or not the regular, the high-speed 120mm fan set. So they sent another one of those, which means that I now have a whole army of Be Quiet fans. We have the 140s, we have the high speeds, we have the normal speed, and then we have 2 extra ones, because for some reason I have 2 extra ones. And then the same thing for the 120mm lineup. We have 6 120mm high speeds, 3 120mm normal, and then 1 of each just for nice measurement. I don't know why I have them, but this is a lot of fans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 Be Quiet Lightwings. There is no way that anything in here with thermal throttle. And also the GPU will have an amazing cooling, because even if installing GPUs vertically very often results in the GPU being like squished to the glass, it will not make that much of an impact because of the huge amount of fans that I have in the bottom. They will just blast through the air into the GPU, and I believe this is going to be amazing. I can't wait. So yeah, let's get started here. As it is with Phanteks cases, building in them first requires you to do a ridiculous amount of disassembly, taking all the panels out and then searching for some random ass screws that are hidden somewhere that are blocking like the glass from falling out and all. But fortunately, I have already done the whole review part, so all the screws are out, everything is already kind of disassembled. I just need, you know, to unscrew the regular screws. So in here is what I was referring to, like these spots here. Can you see them? Yeah, these spots here. So if I press them in from behind, I can reveal like those 120mm fan spots. And although it kind of annoys me that I don't have like a, what is it, not a 360, a 480? Yeah, 480. So 480 AIOs, I don't believe there are many of them. And I don't believe there should be many of them, because like there is a very small amount of cases that actually have like spots for 4 120 fans right against each other. That's like a very rare thing with cases like on this size level that begin with that kind of stuff. So I think that's okay. And I don't believe that I will be able to fit the AIO behind that panel. That would be nice, but I don't believe I can do that. The other thing that will annoy me already is the fact that I will not be able, probably, to route the tubes down, because I don't believe that this is going to be long enough. I mean, we can try. Yeah, that's just not going to happen. So tubes up, I know, not the 100% way, but yeah, this will do it. CPU time. welcome to a new episode of This Idiot Lost the Manual for the Glacier 1 and he needs to guess which what goes where. Yeah, good job. I don't know if it's just me, but I generally feel that installing anything on an AMD platform is more, I don't want to say logical, but it's I often do not require the manual at all, because it looks already correct if I look at whatever screw I got, and then I'm yeah, sure, this will definitely fit. Whereas on Intel ones, I very often need to read the manual. It's not apparent from the first second. I don't know, maybe it's just me. And one thing that I kind of forget a bit too often to praise are those boxes that Phanteks prepares. That's such a treat. Just to have everything neatly packed in a little box. You know, motherboard screws for motherboard screws and all the other screws. It's an amazing experience if you have, in contrast, something like a big box like I have with every possible screw, and then you just need to guess, especially because you have two types of motherboard screws, and very often I end up taking the wrong one, and then it's just annoying. And Phanteks really does help out with this issue. So this is already looking very promising. The only thing that with this case that looks a bit odd is the fact that a full-size ATX motherboard looks laughable in here. That's a first for me. I believe this is the biggest case I have ever worked in. The Be Quiet Silent Base, was it? Yeah, Silent Base 802 was pretty big, and the Phanteks Evolve X was also pretty big, comparable to the other one, but nothing is this. This is sick. So next step, I would put in the AIO first, because otherwise I will probably get into trouble later on because of the fans and all. And that's, at the same time, we can already test fit if I can mount the radiator behind the whole thing. I'm really unsure if I can do that. So one of the ideas, because otherwise if I put it in the front, I will have one fan sticking out a bit, and that will look kind of odd. So one of the ideas is to put it in the back, like this, and then hope that it... Yeah, this works. Of course does this work. Oh, how amazing is this? This works perfectly fine. So later on, every fan will sit flush. Even if behind 3 of them there will be an AIO, but you will not see that AIO, you will just see the tube sticking out in the top. And that's amazing for me. And that perfectly fits in. You see, sometimes you have a day where things just line up and everything is amazing, and you are going to have an awesome day. Today is going to be an awesome day. But at the same time, this means that I now already need to mount at least one fan to keep that radiator in place, because otherwise it would just, fall off all the time. So, of course, as this is a radiator, at that spot we will install the light wings in high speed mode, because you need the static pressure for that. So let me just take 4 screws for radiators and pre-mount one fan. Yeah, you see, this is one of those boxes that I recalled earlier. There's this whole area here is radiator screws, but I have them in 5 different lengths, because you have radiator screws meant for things for example Phanteks T30s, which are a bit thicker. So you have longer screws. I have longer screws coming from the noise blockers. Those are very, very long. And yeah, I really need to clean that box up one day. But not today. Today is not cleaning day. Oh, worked like a charm. Some of that GC Extreme. Now it's time for that Phanteks water block. Funnily enough, for some reason, the tubes are aligning perfectly around the RAM. I'm not sure how I feel about this yet, but yeah, that's open for debate later on. Well, I guess looks good so far. Let's immediately install the header for the pump. That way it's out of my sight for later on. Yeah, the cable management is for issue for later. Okay, I guess next step, fans. So we can do 3 more, and we will do the high-speed ones on the side panel. Then we will do 3 140s, I guess, in the top, and there I would like to take those normal speed ones, which are here. So 1, 2, 3 normal speed ones in the top as exhaust, then another normal speed one in the back as exhaust, and in the bottom we will go with another 3. Oh no, in the bottom we will do 3 120s, the normal speed ones, as intake. Yeah, normal speed ones here, 3 as intake. And in the front we have the 3 leftover high speed 140s as another intake. So we'll have, oh boy, 3 140s high speed as intake, 3 120s high speed as intake. We will have 4 120s, no, this is normal speed as intake. We will have 4 high speed in the side, on the side panel as exhaust, and we will have 3 140s in the top as exhaust and 1 140 in the back as exhaust. Well, this is a ridiculous amount of fans. What the hell am I doing here? For some reason, some people told me that they believe that my whole Hodo thing here was like a paid ad. Like I praised them for that electric screwdriver because somebody paid me. Which A is not true, otherwise I would need to disclose it. I'm living in Europe, and yeah, I guess the government would really screw me over if I didn't disclose that. But furthermore, I just love this thing. The whole review part was 100% honest. I mean, I will never build another PC not using this electric screwdriver. Maybe not for main boards, and especially not for like CPU coolers. Never install a CPU cooler using anything electric, do it by hand. However, for fans, if you have a case like this where you will install, you know, 12 or more fans, this is a lifesaver. Especially fan screws. I hate fan screws. Who the hell came up with fan screws? Oh, this works like a freaking charm. I love this thing. Yeah, this would be such a annoying step if I did not have my electric screwdriver. Oh, I love this thing. 6 installed. 3, 6, 7 more to go, yay! Yeah, I genuinely believe that whoever came up with this case at Phanteks was just like, yeah, what's the idea for today's case? Fans. The idea is fans. And lo and behold, 1 million fans in a single case. Oh damn, the case is getting heavy with all of those fans. What the hell? Oh, I forgot the one fan in the bottom here. Yay, another fan. Maybe let's simultaneously route these cables to the back, otherwise it will be a mess to do later on, so let's do it just now. Yeah, I have so many fans right now that each fan is just covering up the cable mess of the other one, so cable management will actually be kind of easy in here today. And if I'm a bit sweating, I'm kind of sorry for that, but we have like a heat wave going on right now here, so yeah. Yeah, those were the 120 holes. Yeah, so we have kind of a heat wave going on, and it's like 30 degrees in here, and you know, the lights and everything is generating so much heat, it's unbearable. I really need like a something to cool the room down, because like here in Europe it's not normal at all to have like a Klimaanlage, like a
air conditioning.
What do you call it? Like a room. Yeah, you know, the thing to keep the room cool. We don't have that. or most households do not have that. That's not a common thing because it used to not get that hot here in this area, but in recent years it's getting hotter and hotter. Or maybe I'm just too young to know that there were other times, I don't know. Last one. And then I'm finally done with fans for today, because I can't look at these screws anymore. And ta-da! Doesn't this look amazing? I already did a bit of cable management. I pulled every cable to the back, where we'll figure out how we will do that in a minute. But for now, we have all of the fans installed. We have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 fans. We have 14 damn fans. 140s, 120s, the quick ones, the slow ones. We have everything. We have every Be Quiet light wing that exists inside a single build. In the back, we actually have, and that's really nice, like a fan controller here from Phanteks. We have three pin voltage controlled fan headers. We have 4 PWM controlled fan headers. So the point is that we are coming in with way too many fans, and that's kind of annoying for me, but Be Quiet light wings do not have like a PWM splitter attached to them, and I think that's a really big mistake from Be Quiet's side. So what I needed to do is get a bunch of cluster to get that going. The positive thing is that the fan controller is powered by SATA, so we have a bit more juice than just rocking it over a simple PWM header on the main board. So that's already something positive, but I still need to, you know, splitter and splitter and splitter. So let's make a quick calculation here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We lost 2 due to the splitter, so we still have not enough. I need more splitters. My beloved splitter box. Another 1, 2, 3, so that should do it. Except for the pump. The pump will not be powered. The pump is already connected, so that's fine, I guess. This one is for motherboard control. Here we have the cables from the top, so we have 1 here. 1, 2, 3. I'm losing myself here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no, you know what, no. I would just start connecting them. I mean, if I start it up and I see that the fan is not spinning, I would just, you know, look for that one cable that is missing. It's that simple, actually. Looking at this right now, I'm not so sure if the fan controller can handle this. I mean, 14 fans on a single fan controller. I'm not so sure. Yeah, but we will see. Yeah, don't, you know, that's one of these cases of do as I say, not as I do, so yeah. I think for today I'm going to leave it at this because this is taking a bit longer than I expected. We will make this a 2-part series. I don't know yet how the case will be called, probably it will be in the title. For now, I don't have an idea. I will come up with it later on during the day or when I do the second part. So yeah, stay tuned. This is not over, not in a long shot. This is going to be way more work still, but yeah, it's going to be fun. So okay, thank you for watching, and I hope that you will tune in for the second part. For the second part, you know, GPU, the cables, the nice looking stuff, it will be looking nice in the next one. For today, we are leaving with a cluster of cables. Yeah, amazing. Good, so yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.